hacemos esto no solo con nuestras palabras, sino con nuestras vidas.
Amen. And may God bless you and your families and keep all your loved ones in the Lord's care.
Yeah. I hope all these words are resonating at home in your hearts. I hope it fills us with energy so that when we go home today, instead of saying let's rest, we say how can we get more involved? How can we sleep at night knowing that this is all happening, and how can we wake up tomorrow ready to fight? And so to help fill our spirits, we have one of our youth organizers from a coalition member of ours that is honestly one of our strongest allies in the fight. Some of you may be a part of, some of you may have heard about this event from our brothers and sisters from Indivisible Atlantic City, Empathy United. They've been leading the fight the last few months as well, keeping us organized, keeping us vocal. And so today we're going to hear from Mike Heston, one of their youth organizers, to hopefully fill our spirits even further. Mike, take it away.
Hello everybody, how you doing? It's a little cold, right? I'm Mike Heston, I'm with Indivisible Empathy United. Just a few things before I get started, I want to let you guys know, on the 16th at Anchor Rock Club, there's going to be a party that's being held in support of immigration rights. So I really hope to see everybody there, okay? It's going to be a good time. And on Sunday at 2 p.m. at 1001 Tilton Road, we will be out there protesting in front of Jeff Van Drew's office. Yeah. So, I had a few notes, but honestly, I've been sitting back here and thinking to myself, I'm like, just looking around, right? Look around at every single one of you. This is what community looks like. Literally, this is exactly what it looks like. This is exactly what they are afraid of. They do not want working class Americans coming together and going against the 1%. They don't want this. And you know what's crazy? Renee Good was doing the same thing. She was out there with her community, doing what is right, being on the right side of history. Give it up for yourselves for doing that. But you guys are on the right side of history. You need to remember that the emancipation of the working class must be the act of working class itself. What we are seeing right now by the Trump administration is a weaponization of the DHS, the FBI, all the alphabet boys. We cannot allow this. This is what fascism literally looks like. We are rapidly accelerating into fascism. This is insane. I'll keep it short because I know it's a little cold, but I have a quote for you guys. And I kept reading this all day, and I'm like, man, I have to say it to you guys. It's by Khalil Gibran. He's a poet from the 19th century. He said, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion by which the physician within you heals your sick self. Therefore, trust the physician and drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. All power to the people."
All right, next, I need you guys to give a big, warm round of applause for our next speaker. This last month, at Pueblo, Unido, it hurts because it feels like we've been out putting fires, we've been out taking rapid response calls, we've been out confronting ICE agents, we've been out chasing ICE agents, we've been going to Trenton to advocate for legislation. And when things went down in Minnesota, we were moving so much that we didn't take the time to feel what we had to feel and to take a step back and realize everything that we're putting ourselves through. And the next speaker, just yesterday, I was in Trenton, and she says, "Christian, we need to organize something for Renee Nicole Good." She says, so much is going on that we need a space for our community to grieve and to heal. And I said, "Grace, can you please lead us then, because I can't." And here she is, one of the best volunteers we have with El Pueblo Unido, an organizer for today's vigil that became a protest as well. Just this morning, Grace was out there on rapid response. Just this morning, Grace and her partner were out there chasing ICE vehicles, confronting ICE agents, getting threatened with pepper spray, but she's here to fight for our immigrant community, and she's not stopping. Big warm round of applause for Grace.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for being here tonight. I have so much gratitude for Pueblo, Unido, and the whole community that has been out here reporting on ISIS in our community, because we wouldn't be able to do the rapid response work without all of that. Gosh, so when I saw that Renee had been killed, 1 mile from where we saw George Floyd murdered in 2020, I was just overcome with grief for the ongoing violence that is being perpetuated by our system that we are living under. And it comes in so many different forms, and it's right here on our streets in Atlantic City, where this morning I watched 2 federal agents abduct one of our neighbors, and I can't even begin to process what would allow another human being to do that to someone else. And I think there's this really deep power in our grief, and I think we have to make space for it in a time like this, as we're trying to move on and also continue this fight. Because it's a lot of loss in our community. There are children who are going home and not having their parents there. Renee Good has 3 children who don't have their mother anymore, and she's not the first person to be killed by ICE. They killed someone in Chicago. They also have had 32 other people who have died in detention facilities. And this violent system is something that's not acceptable. When one of us is under attack, we are all under attack. And I hope that everybody here can see themselves in this too, and see the ways that this impacts every single one of us. And that's why it's our responsibility to keep each other safe, because nobody is coming to save us. It is on us to protect one another during this time.
That's right. Protect each other.
Yes. We know that fascism is not going to stop if we just complain about it enough. And it's going to involve actually getting out here and doing the work. And I know for a lot of people that look like me, you know, we maybe aren't used to being uncomfortable the way that Black and brown folks have been for the entire history of this country. But it's time for us to put ourselves on the front line and to be uncomfortable, to take the risk. Okay? You know, when we start fighting against the oppressor, they can come for any of us, but there is strength in our numbers and in the power of the people. When I think about this, I think about Dr. King, who talked about the appalling silence of the good people. And I know that we can defeat fascism together if all of us get involved. But if the people just say, not right now, I'm too busy, I don't have time for this, that's somebody else's problem, then this fascism will be successful. So it's for us to stand up in this moment. And for those of you who have come here tonight, it's a great first step. And our community is going to go stronger as we build resilience to this crisis, and we're also going to build connection with each other. One of the most amazing parts about being a part of El Pueblo, Unido, all the people that I've gotten to meet and the community that I'm building, which also helps me build hope in this moment, because it can feel very hard some days with all we are seeing and all we are taking in. But when I look around at a group of people like this, my heart gets filled with hope. And I know the power that we have together, because I actually have seen it. I have seen it so many times And I know that we can win when we fight together. But we have to do that by being oppositional. We have to be a problem. We need to be disruptive to these systems. I loved it when our comrades in Minneapolis were chanting, "They can't kill us all." So every one of you here has a beautiful set of skills that you are bringing to the table here tonight. So I want you to think about what those skills are and what you can do with direct action. We have sign-up tables over here. Please sign up so that you can get involved. We must continue to feel the impacts of this. We cannot look away. And we have to remember that bravery is contagious. Okay? We can build a better world together, and I believe that we are building it right here, right now. That is why fascism is upon us, because we are moving towards a better world, and they are trying to shut us down. So, in honor of that, I wanted to see if anybody would be willing to do a little bit of singing with me, because I feel like it shows our power together. I heard this song being sung outside the detention facility in Chicago by a group called Songs for Liberation. It's very simple, and I think you can join along. It goes, "This is for our people who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. This is for our families who are forced to hide. Together we will abolish ICE." So we're going to go back to the beginning. This is for our people who are locked inside. Together we will abolish ICE. This is for our families who are forced to hide. Together we will abolish ICE. Thank you.
When I say abolish, y'all know what to say. Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! Abolish! ICE! All right. Who's down to stay in here until midnight? No one? Okay. How about two more speakers? All right. So our next speaker, he's 21 years old. He makes me feel much older than I actually am. He's the same age I was when I started organizing. He came to us as an intern with Pueblo Unido. Through his heart, through his spirit, he became our first community organizer with Pueblo Unido. And this was the test I gave him for the whole intern class last year. I said, we got a really long planning board meeting happening in Pleasantville. I said, they're trying to build a trash transfer station, a dump, in Pleasantville, in our beautiful community that would have impacted so many black and brown folks in Pleasantville. And they're going to try to approve it at the Pleasantville Planning Board meeting, and it may go all night. And I asked all the interns who's down to come. And of the 4 interns we had, 1 showed up, 1 stayed until 11 p.m. that night, and now he's with us. And this is Alexander Mendoza, our community organizer for Pueblo Unido.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I want to give you guys a big thanks, because to me, you're sending a message, not just to ICE, not just to our representatives who are not even here to show their support. You're sending a message to our community, to those who are scared to come out in our streets, to those who are scared to even go to the grocery store, to go to work, to live life with dignity. You are here to tell them that you're with them, and that you're going to fight for them, and you're going to continue to do so for the rest of these 3 years. So I want you guys to applaud for yourselves right now. As Christian has told you, I started the fight as soon as Trump was inaugurated. For me, it's been a few years. But for Pueblo Unido, it's been years. And Pueblo Unido has been fighting for 2019, and we continue to fight. We continue to fight in Atlantic County. We continue to fight in the streets. We continue to fight in the state house, fighting for legislation. And we will continue to fight for the rest of these 3 years. As you know, we have a rapid response program. That rapid response program is in charge of verifying reports, of ensuring our community knows what's going on, and ensuring ICE gets out of our cities. Today, out of all days, I realize the power of commuting and having allies beside you. This fight can feel lonely sometimes. It feels that everything's against you. Every day is like, it's a needle in a fight. But today, when our team responded, we were following ICE. And I'll tell this one story. We followed them all the way to the boom, and I was backing one member up, and I got to them. I was by myself, and right away I found them. I told the group chat, I need backup ASAP, guys. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I need backup. And a few minutes later, when the ICE agent tried to drive away and I followed, behind me was a line of volunteers. Everyone in the community was right behind us, ensuring that we stick together and we fight together. That is what Pueblo Unido does, and that is because of you guys. Because of you guys and your continuous fight. But we have another fight, and we have one stand to take in Trenton on Monday. On Monday, there's going to be a general vote for 3 bills. These 3 bills together are called the Immigration Protection Package. One of those bills ensures that police, state, local, and municipal police does not work with ICE. That ensures that our police serves the public and keeps us safe and does not help ICE. It also tests and checks those sheriffs who want to work with ICE. As you know, in South Jersey, we know in Cape May County, there has been a sheriff who's been itching to work with ICE. With this legislation, that will not be the case. He's going to have to sit in his office and know damn well that the state police will never work with ICE. Another bill is called the Safe Communities Act. This is a very important bill, and to this day, it shows that importance. The Safe Communities Act ensures that protected areas like schools, churches, courts are protected. This means that their parents can drop their kids to school without worry. It means that people can worship knowing that they can do so in peace. It means people can go to court and make sure the process is being followed. But I also want to share a story today of why it's important. Today, a child lost their parents. Today, ICE took a parent after they dropped off their kid at work. This bill ensures that doesn't happen. And that's why it's important to fight. And the last bill, the Privacy Act. As you know, and Pueblo Unido started because we fought for the driver's license campaign. That means undocumented immigrants can obtain a license, can drive around without fear and doing it in the proper channels. But people are still afraid. They're afraid of the federal government, of the state sharing information with the federal government. With this law, that ensures that does not happen as well. That means that their information is protected. Together, these bills will protect many. And it is legislation. It is permanent. It's not something that can be changed in one day. It is something that stays until this administration leaves us. But we need your help. The state needs your help. Immigrants need your help. We need everyone to go to Trenton and to tell our legislators that we need this now. Now is the time to vote. Now is the time to stand up for our immigrant community. And I know the media was around, so I hope you get this in writing. Senator Vince Policina, Assemblyman Don Guardian and Assemblywoman Claire Swift, I have a message for you. You have the choice to stand with our community. You have the choice to ensure that families stay together. You have the choice to stand for justice, to stand with the people, and to show that this is not partisan. What is happening is wrong, and I want to share the message to them. They're not here, but they hate the fact that you're here. It makes them feel uncomfortable. But our people live in fear. So I have a message for them. As you know, Claire Swift lost her election. So Don Guardian, if you choose not to vote for this legislation, everyone in this crowd will use their power to vote and get you out. Senator Vince Palestina, you're up for re-election next year. And everyone in this community is watching what you will do on Monday. And before, you have attacked our community. You have spewed hateful rhetoric. And that's why we were here last year in February. I know some of you remember that. And we continue to remember that. So if you want to do right, vote yes on Monday. And Claire said, even though you lost this election, we will make sure you get a good fight send on. And I hope to see you in churches. Before I end things off, I want to make sure I hope you guys remembered your Spanish lesson from earlier. So I'll start off slowly. El Pueblo, Unido, jamás será vencido. El Pueblo, Unido, jamás será vencido. Thank you.
21 years old, I think we're in good hands. How about y'all? One of the key words Alex said today was justice. And I think in all this, there's been so much injustice that today is a little ray of hope for our community that's watching. But I want to make it clear to those politicians that are hearing, that have their aides watching our stream, that left their office early today so they wouldn't be confronted by community members. I want to make it very clear to them that we are organizing our community. But if they don't vote with our community on Monday, we're going to start electorally organizing to get them out of office. All right? So when I say their names, you say that we want justice, but I want you to say it so loud to end us off that they can hear it all the way in their nice homes, while they're all warm, while we're all freezing. So Congressman Jeff Andrew, what do we want? Justice! I can't hear you. Congressman Jeff Andrew, what do we want? Justice! Senator Vince Palestina, what do we want? Justice! Don Guardian, what do we want? Justice! Assemblywoman Claire Swift, what do we want? Justice! President Trump, what do we want? Justice! Abolish? ICE! Abolish? ICE! I can't hear you. Abolish? ICE! That's right. Took the words right out of my mouth. All right. I appreciate every single one of you that stood in the freezing cold tonight on a Friday evening with less than 24 hours notice. This is the power of our community. Thank you all so much. Today we heard from faith leaders who spoke about hope and solidarity. We heard from elected officials who talked about allyship and action. We heard from our youth organizers, our youth members, who talked about policy and getting engaged. All right? And so today, I want to end our conversation, I want to end our vigil, I want to end our protest with some words from my heart. And so I want to share with y'all my story and why I stay in the fight. And I'm hoping that when you all go home tonight, well, before y'all go home, I hope that every one of you signs up for one of our 4 teams. Our 4 teams are called Defensa del Barrio, community defense. Today, we saw community defense in actions. And so we're asking every one of you to sign up for one of the 4 programs that we have. Right now, we need help with family emergency preparedness. If you're good with technology, if you're an attorney, if you're a public notary, we need to prepare our immigrant families with power of attorney letters. Right now, at this very moment, immigrant parents, just like mine, are having a very uncomfortable conversation with their children, saying if something happens to mom and dad, here's the form that you have to take to someone that's trusted in case you come home and we're not there tonight. Our second program is immigrant accompaniment. Right now, we did 5 intakes. We're doing 5 intakes for the families that were detained just today from Atlantic City and from Hamilton, New Jersey. All right? And so if you're down to spend a whole Saturday or a whole Sunday taking an immigrant community member to one of the 3 detention centers in Newark, Delaney Hall, Elizabeth Detention Center, or in Moshannon in Pennsylvania, if you're down to accompany them, to hold their hand, to walk with them in this frightening detention center, then sign up for immigrant accompaniment. We need more allies. We need more people to take the trip up with them, like we have to do this weekend, so that they can reconnect with their loved ones inside the detention center for 1 hour. Okay? And so if you're down to sign up, you can start this weekend. We need you this weekend. Some of you heard about one of the cases that we had a few weeks ago, who his wife, after he was detained, called us. Okay, he was detained right here on Atlantic Ave in Atlantic City. His wife just gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and her name is Destiny. But unfortunately, Destiny won't see her father soon, because after she was born, and she was born alone without her father because he's in the Delaney Hall, Newark Detention Center. After she was born, her father was unjustly transferred to a detention center in Mississippi, and he's lost in the system at the moment. This is why we need to act quick. We need to act quick to get them services, to accompany them, to help put money on their books so they can call their loved ones. And so if you're down for immigrant accompaniment, sign up. Thirdly, we need folks, and this is action, right? Because right now we're praying, right now we're in solidarity, but tomorrow we need action. Number 3 is we need folks for Know Your Rights outreach. So many times this week and this month, immigrants have been rounded up, have been unjustly detained because they are answering the questions when immigration agents interrogate them on the sidewalk. And so we have to hit every single restaurant, every single place of business, every single street pole, every single bus stop in Atlantic County with Know Your Rights information so that people understand that they have the right to remain silent, that they shouldn't answer questions to give ICE agents probable cause, the types of IDs to carry, what not to say, and to empower them to take on ICE agents when they get interrogated in the public streets. We're at a point right now where they're not going to homes anymore. ICE agents know people are not opening up, but we need action because now they're doing public raids in the sidewalk, just like they did today. How many of you know that today, 4 buildings down, right here on the corner, a gentleman was kidnapped off the sidewalk right here at 9:30 this morning. In less than 3 minutes, they got out of their car. They interrogated him. They arrested him, and then they fled right away. That's how quick it happens. And so if you're down to help us with Know Your Rights outreach, the table's right there. And last but certainly not least, is one of the more dangerous programs that I know it's not for everyone, but we need folks who are willing to put it on the line for our community for rapid response. Right now we got 65 volunteers who hit the streets every single day right now. All right? If you are part of El Pueblo Unido's rapid response team, raise your hand. Look around and give them a big round of applause. But we need y'all too. We need our faith leaders. We need our working class folks. We need eyes and ears everywhere. All right? Today we confronted ICE. Grace took them on. Alexander chased them out of Atlantic City. We've done it time and time again, and we need to keep the pressure up. Because God knows what would have happened if we weren't ready, if we weren't prepared to activate. They would have taken so many more. So the way we stand up to this fascist government is with defensa del barrio, community defense. So I urge you, before you leave, take action and sign up for a training. Sign up for a training because it can't end here today. All right? And so in my closing remarks, I want to thank every single one of you for coming. I hope today was a day of solidarity. It showed you that we can organize. It showed you that we're more united than you think. It showed you that we have the youth, we have our elders, we have our black and brown sisters, we have our allies all together in this fight. All right? So big round of applause for each and one of all of you and for all the organizers here today. Before I finish, we're going to take a moment of silence for one of the main reasons we're here today, Renee Nicole Good. And so if you could just please take 1 minute of silence. We'll put our heads down and we'll pay tribute and give the respect for our fallen sister that she deserves. 1 minute, thank you. Thank you. We're going to end one more time strong for Renee. We'll do our final chants. But please, I need y'all to speak louder than you have ever spoken before in your entire life. Because if we don't speak up now against this government, against this dictatorship, then we may never have a chance again after these next few years. So when I say abolish, y'all know what to say. When I say what do we want, you guys know what to say. When I say it Pueblo Unido, you guys know what to say. All right? Abolish.
ICE!
Abolish.
ICE!
Abolish.
ICE!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Congressman Jeff Andrew, what do we want?
Justice!
Senator Vince Palestina, what do we want?
Justice!
Tom Guardian, what do we want?
Justice!
Claire Swift, what do we want?
Justice!
El Pueblo Unido.
Jamás será vencido!
One more time. El Pueblo Unido.
Jamás será vencido!
El Pueblo Unido.
Jamás será vencido!
Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.
Gracias.